Hey guys, this is Dr. Braddock, and what we're going to talk about right now is how to fuel your body. And I literally mean how to fuel your body. What I want you to do is imagine that you've gone out and you've bought a brand new red Lamborghini, $200,000. And you have to imagine that this car is not just a car, right? I mean, this has been meticulously crafted by some of the finest engineers across the globe to run at specific standards, at super high speeds. It is an amazingly fine-tuned machine. I think every guy would agree with me. But imagine you get that car home, instead of putting gasoline, which it was designed to run on, you decide to put muddy water in there, okay? Or you put bacon grease in there. Or let's say you even put diesel. It's still fuel, right? But it's not designed to run on diesel, it's designed to run on gasoline. What are your results going to be? Imagine me pushing a Lamborghini down the road. It's no way to look cool, right? You have to understand that unless you're going to fuel that car correctly, unless you're going to put the fuel that it was designed to run on, you're not going to get the result or the function out of the car as it was designed. So if you take that Lamborghini, you put it in premium fuel, you're going to just blow the doors off of people. You're going to have a super fast, cool car. You put in junk, you're going to basically have a junky car. It might be red and shiny, but you're not going to get the function out of it. Same thing's true of our bodies. Every day, we put in junk. One thing after another into our body, and then we scratch our heads and wonder why we're breaking down, why we're getting sick, and why we have the inflammation and the pains and the aches and all the different sorts of disease processes that come along with it. Old quote says that food is the original medicine. Okay, then that's really where we need to start, is what are we putting into our bodies? A couple things that we want to look at. First, if you want to be more alive than dead, you should eat foods that are more alive than dead. And what I mean by that is we want to eat foods by God. We want to eat things that are naturally grown rather than made or processed. Because a lot of the times, if you look in your grocery cart, we have processed, preservatives, homogenized, pasteurized, all the stuff that's happened to the food that it's not even actually food anymore. Quick side story. A professor of mine of nutrition at chiropractic college brought a Lunchable to class one day. Dr. Guess, why do you have a Lunchable? He said, I've actually had this Lunchable in my closet for 5 years. Not refrigerated, nothing, in a dark bottom of a closet by his shoes. And it looked amazing. The colors were vibrant, everything. It looked like he picked it up that morning on the way to work. You have to understand, if something's been processed to that degree and Mother Nature can't break it down in 5 years, what do you expect your body to do with it? It doesn't even recognize it as food. So one of the quick tips that I offer all my patients is when you go to the grocery store, shop on the perimeter first. Shop around the edge of the grocery store first. Now, what's on the edge of the grocery store? The perimeter. Fruits, vegetables, your meats, eggs, all the perishable items. If they shut the grocery store and no one shopped there for a week, when they came in the next week, they have to throw all that away because it's perishable. It's a natural food. The stuff down the aisles, we could probably close the grocery store for a year and come back, and the Bisquic's still going to be Bisquick. We could still use it, So I'm not saying you can't shop down the aisles, but try to get as much of your food as you can around the perimeter because it's natural, healthy food. Now, there are some things that we could go on further and talk about, pesticides and chemicals, but for the most part, just to keep things simple, you have to eat foods that are grown, that are naturally made, and not so much that are preserved and pasteurized beyond the point of your body's ability to recognize them. The next thing we want to talk about is water, because we have to be drinking a tremendous amount of water. If you look, over 90% of your body is water. Every cellular reaction in your body depends on water as its catalyst. Even all the way down to lubricating your joints, you have to have the correct amount of water. Now, so many of us drink a lot of fluids throughout the day, but it's Cokes and soda and tea and coffee and all that stuff. I'm not saying you can never drink that, but you have to drink a tremendous amount of water, and whatever is in your iced tea doesn't count as water. We have to get a tremendous amount in each day. One of my favorite sayings is, the solution to pollution is dilution. Okay? Now, every time you drink water, it's anti-inflammatory in nature, and most of the things, whether it's your cholesterol or whether it's arthritis or those sort of conditions in your joints, joint pain, are all inflammatory processes. One of the very first steps you should take is water. Okay, before you go get on an NSAID, drink more water. So that's really what we're going to talk about. You have the ability. God has given you a miraculously made body. Okay, and is basically on loan to you while you're here. what you put into that body is going to dictate what sort of function you get out of it. So that's one thing that we want you to be conscious of. And we're going to go a little bit farther into nutrition, into supplements, into detoxification. But let's not make this any more confusing than we have to. Okay, diet and nutrition has gotten confusing because there's so many different slants on it. It's simple. We want to eat foods that are more alive than dead if you want to be more alive than dead. Okay, so I look forward to seeing you on the next video, and we'll cover a little bit more of this in detail. God bless.